So, dude, I was walking down the street and I saw this sign in a window of a store. It was actually funny to me. I had to stop and laugh because please pull up pants. You literally have to write this on the glass of your window to tell dudes to pull up their pants. And let's be honest, okay? It's dudes. I've seen one woman in my life sagging. But most of this goofy stuff, this is mostly dudes, okay? And this is because a lot of parents have no standards for their children. Yes, you heard me. They have no standards for these dudes. Then when they get mad when these dudes are gang bangers and drug dealers, disrespectful, rude, um, do bad in school. And I know what you're going to say. Well, there's no direct correlation between that. Just because a dude walking around and his pants hanging off his butt don't mean he a drug dealer or gangbanger or anything else. Dude, I feel like it's a connection to that. Okay? You don't have any standards with them as to how they present themselves. You probably ain't got no standards anywhere else. Okay? And it's crazy. When I was a teenager, I couldn't do that. I couldn't walk around with my butt hanging out. Not that I wanted to. It looks ridiculous to me. Um, honestly, I know what the origin of that is. That comes from prison. Okay, dudes with their pants hanging off their butt mean they was open for business. So I really can't understand why so allegedly straight dudes who run around making all kind of derogatory comments about gay and homosexual men want to represent that. 'Cause that's what you're doing. But anyways, man, when I was a teenager, I couldn't do that. Not that I wanted to. My parents wouldn't have allowed me to do that because they had some level of standards for me. Okay. Um, I couldn't went to none of my relatives' house with my pants hanging off my butt. They would have told me to pull my pants up and get out their house. Okay. But these parents don't have no standards. And when somebody else trying to rein those kids in, they start talking crap. In Chicago, at one point, they was talking about giving these dudes a fine. Oh no, you're harassing our kids. It's racism, discrimination, blah blah blah. Okay, so they have no standards for their young men, and they don't want anybody else to enforce any standards either. Okay, it's a pattern, man. It's a pattern. There's no standards there. Okay, but then when they get the end result, they get upset. Okay, when these dudes grow up to be thugs and gangbangers and disrespecting them and doing all kind of stuff, they get angry because they don't try and teach them right. You know, I don't see many white dudes walking around with their pants sagging off their butt. I don't see many Asian dudes walking around. You don't, yeah, I mean, hey, you may have seen one or two, but it's very rare. Okay. Very rare that you see a white guy, or especially a young Asian man walking around with his pants off his butt. I can't tell you what an Asian dude's underwear look like, okay, or white dude's underwear look like, but I can tell you what a lot of black dudes and some Mexican guys too. I've seen them doing that goofy stuff. Okay. It's crazy, man. It's like we have no standards for these young men. And hey, when we get the end result, we get upset. Like I said, it's goofy. Why would you? Then why are you walking around with your butt out? I mean, I've literally walked down the street and I've seen dudes with their pants sagging so low, to their pants all down to their down to the knees. And I literally can tell you what the dude's underwear looked like. Okay, I was going past the store. The guy has his pants down to his knees, and his like everything exposed. Okay, he has some little fruity kid underwear. I'm like, huh? Dude, come on, man. It's just goofy. It's just insane. And no one's trying to rein these dudes in. No one's trying to talk to them. No one's trying to say anything to them. Okay. The Bible says, raise a child up in the way he shall go, and he shall never depart from it. Okay. What kind of example are we giving these young men? Okay. Well, we sitting up here allowing them to emulate something that started in prison, because that's what that came from. Okay. Where in prison, dude let you know he was open for business by having his pants down, his pants hanging off his butt. This is what these young men are emulating. But like I said, we have no standards for them. Okay, there's no standards for them in how they should behave. Because these parents talk all that mess. They don't. Do they really tell these dudes to pull up their pants? Nah. They. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I went to a store in my old neighborhood, and I went in and told the guy, "Hey, good morning. How you doing?" And the guy said, "Oh, you must not live around here." I said, "Why not? Why do you say that?" He said, "Man, you came in and said good morning, thank you." He said, "The dude's coming here, give you this. I want to buy this effing honey bun, MF. I'm gonna buy these effing batteries." He said they call me Count, the Count Von Count. He said they laugh at me. He said they say one. They can pay me and they be like a one, a two, a three. Ah. He said no respect, no manners, man. Yeah, it's crazy. We have no standards for them. No standards for how they should present themselves. No standards for how they should talk or how they should behave. I get on the bus and train. I hear these young dudes cursing people out, screaming and hollering, just acting belligerent. And like I said, they're walking around with their pants hanging off their butt. No standards. And this is what you get. And then we cry when they out there getting arrested and put in prison. What do you expect? Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. It doesn't mean you got to beat them to death, man, but you have to teach them some manners and respects and have some type of standard as to how they supposed to behave. There has to be a standard to their behavior. And this sign right here, this shows you that there is no standard. There's no standard, okay? There's no standard for these young men being set for them, okay? I mean, just my thoughts, man, but we got to do better.